What's going on, guys? This is the Super Skom Show, episode 7. My
Yeah,
name is DJ Superstar. I'm one of your hosts.
and I'm Skom Brady, your co-host. You heard? What up, y'all?
All
Super,
right.
what up? You feeling super?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm chilling. You feel me? It's hot as hell, but I can't
Yo,
tell.
I
Good
know.
central air. I can't tell. Well, I'm not telling you. It's facts, but yeah, it's like 99. It was like 103 out here. Some crazy shit. Boston
Yeah,
and
I,
New York in
I
the heat
saw
wave.
104.
See? You know what I mean? And I
And
remember back in the day, it hit 110 before, so this is kind of light.
when I Googled today, when was the hottest day in um Boston history, it said 104 degrees on July 4th, 1911.
It was hotter than that. I remember it was 109, bro. I
I
was,
feel like I remember that too.
yeah. It was one summer though. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't like summers was like that. It was like
It
one
was like
particular summer.
it was like a heat wave type shit.
Yeah. She was
But
like
that's the
100.
thing, like when Boston gets heat waves, them heat waves be
Yo, bro, that
their heat
humidity. Yeah, it's
waves.
just like it's just outside. like you're like, "All right, I need to get like no
Yeah, like you can't even walk your dog outside. You're gonna burn their paws type shit. Like,
nothing. Can't do nothing. If you got a whip with no AC and you got cloth seats, God bless. God
yeah,
bless. Yeah,
facts.
because I've been there. You know what I mean? I've been there because listen, you got to drive fast to get that fake AC. You know what I mean? You got to do it.
Nah, the worst was when we lived in Cambridge, we had two ACs, one upstairs in my parents' room, and then
Yeah,
in the basement there was one in the kitchen. Nobody had an AC in their room.
yeah.
You were sweating your ass off. That shit was that's the trenches.
Listen,
104 degrees and you got no AC. That's the fucking
listen.
trenches.
Get AC. Take your box fan, put it in the window. You heard?
Yo, I was
That's
in the
why.
basement. We didn't even have a window.
See? Damn. Shit.
We're like, in the basement, it's cooler. Nah,
Like not this basement.
not this basement.
For real. What?
Well,
Yeah. Nah.
fucking, I know that like Caribbean people are the same way, but like Portuguese
Yeah.
people, they got two kitchens, and the kitchen downstairs is the one they actually cook in. They don't cook in the nice kitchen.
Yeah. Nah. The nice kitchen don't get
The
touched.
nice kitchen just for show.
Yo. Yeah.
I be
That's just
cooking in
presentation.
my kitchen. They don't even use the kitchen. You go downstairs in the basement and you use that kitchen.
That's the trap. Yeah, I mean, that's where all the goodness comes from. Right.
It was funny because I was watching this video the other day, and this dude was like talking about like things that like people from Mass say, and he
Yeah.
was like, I'm going in the cellar," and I'm
Ella.
like, dude, only we
Ella.
call it a
That's what,
cellar.
yeah.
Nobody else is calling it that shit. It's a
Yo,
fucking
what the fuck is
basement.
it? It's like, yo, it's like when I be out of town and shit, I be saying like on dogs heavy. Like I say it more when I'm out for some reason it just clicks because I'm just like, nigga, don't get it twisted like from the bean, nigga, you feel me? And so what the fuck is that? And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, all right? It's like LA and Cali got dead homies, that's our dead homies. All right? That's it. You'll be all right. Yeah, man. Shouts to New England fucking terminology and ways.
Facts.
Okay?
This random ass girl DMing me telling me to follow her back. The fuck?
Hey, follow me.
Just
And
mad
follow
at
Super
bro.
Storm Show. While you at it, good
Facts.
segue. Follow us on all platforms. You heard the Super Storm Show. If you don't know how to spell it, I'm sorry. Because y'all ain't gonna embarrass me for me if I misspell right here. I'm a little high too. No, y'all ain't gonna touch me. Hee hee ha ha. Look at the thingy, the title, spell it that way, and you be all right. Word.
Facts. Facts. We're on Twitch, we're on Kick, we're
All
on
that.
YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on we be posting YouTube shorts,
Facts. Sub
all that
up,
shit.
like,
So
comment, share,
facts,
all that. All that YouTube fucking streamer blingo. Do that.
facts.
Mhm.
Alright. You wanna go ahead and get it off your chest?
Yeah. So my get it off your chest is get out your own way. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because a lot of the times people be like, "Yo, the reason shit ain't clicking is because of this, because of that, because of that," and it don't be none of that. Just be you. You're the reason. Get out your own way. Sometimes it's good to reassess. You feel me? Step back, peep the scene, see what you got to do, improve on. Blah blah blah. That's it. Get out your way. Get out your own way, actually. Some of the times they be you, bro, or sis. No, but you'll be alright though. Figure it out. You'll be straight.
Facts.
Tired of
All right, so
excuses, man. More accountability, less excuses. You heard?
facts. Somebody on Kick said, "YOLO, man, let me hold $1."
Who?
They got to be talking to you because it can't be me.
Hold on, what?
Somebody said, "Yo, little man, let me hold $1."
What?
Straight like that, just like that. Bumba Bumba 88.
Shouts to you, bro. Appreciate you.
Facts, but you're a little too old to be trying to hold $1, respectfully. If you was born in 88, just a little too old.
Listen, I ain't gonna judge. In this economy, shit. Nigga, I got you if I had it.
All right, real quick before we jump into our topics. This is actually a fan question.
Yeah.
Somebody
Back
hit me
in.
up yesterday and asked this question to ask you on our stream today. Where did the name Skom Brady originate from?
That's funny. It came it came from like the Facebook era and shit. Cause you know what I mean? And like a lot of people was like having cool names and shit. I'm always like, first of all, I'm always high. So I'm always extra. I'm already thinking out the box, so I'm always thinking about out the box, especially when I'm high. So I'm like, yo, I thought I just thought of it. I was like, seen everybody's doing Peter this or which one have I seen? No, that was me. I said that. I used to say Henny Hardaway a lot, like
Mm-hmm.
when I would do Facebook and tweets and shit. So I was like, nah. I ain't doing it. Then I seen somebody took that and made it their name. I was like, oh, word, bet. So I'm like, I got to think of something way better than that. Thought of Tom Brady. I was like, ha ha, that's me. So and everybody fucked with it. The people actually was like, nah, that's hard. So I was like, all right, that's gonna be my official name. So yeah, that's where it came from. Facts, nigga. Self knowledge overcomes monotony. Be real and do you. Storm Brady. That's that one. Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, man. I was high when I thought about that too. What? I think it was the shrooms. I think I was on shrooms or some shit. I was like, oh, yes, because we come from that era of hip hop,
Facts.
like niggas would have double names and triple names, so it's like Ghostface would be what Tony Stark's, like niggas would just. So I come from that, I love that era, so it's part of it too.
Facts. And I never knew that, so I'm glad that we got that question. Thank you to
Nobody knows the origin like until now. So
well, now
that's
they do.
that's to you. Who was it? What was her name?
White girl tatted that be in our chats.
Oh, sorry.
She hasn't been in here in a minute because she's been fucking living life and shit. But
Shout out to white girls tatted.
yep,
White girls tatted or white girl
white
tatted?
girl tatted.
Shout out to white girl tatted. My bad for
Yeah,
butchering your name.
she be
That's to
watching
you.
all our shit and all that, so we appreciate it.
Well, appreciate you. You heard?
And yeah, even if you're not watching and joining us right now, again, you can watch everything on YouTube every Friday at 6:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You know what I mean? And what, 3:17 p.m.
Yeah,
Western? That's a Western time.
Pacific.
Pacific Standard.
Yep.
I'm over here saying, yeah, Western time. I said, what the fuck is a Western time? But let's get to it.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. uh, I don't even want to fucking touch on this topic, but we got to.
Yep.
World War World War Three. Thoughts. Brief thoughts, because we know we can't, So brief thoughts.
Do you want me to start?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. The fact that people still believe the words that come out of this orange man's mouth is just really baffling to me and really just proving the point of people who believe in what he stands for have low IQs and barely any education, because the fact that you thought that you could believe that he's telling you that these two countries agreed to a ceasefire is insane to me. They're dropping bombs and missiles. You think that they fucking are gonna agree to not bomb each other?
It's like instigating the fight and then trying to stop the fight after niggas been throwing blows.
Exactly right.
And niggas is like, nigga, watch out for we punch you in the face.
It's like me giving my sister a toy to hit my other sister with, and
Yeah,
then like
thanks.
me being
Stop
like,
hitting her.
I never gave her that. I never told her to do that. Knowing damn well she was gonna clock that bitch. Like, and again, just really funny that this morning they don't know what
Look
the
out.
fuck they're doing.
Nobody's listening to boy. That's why.
Why would they listen to you? Who the fuck are you?
Damn it, Donnie Loke.
Like, you're the president, but nobody even takes you serious. Like, nobody even takes that serious anymore because these two parties just want to be so fucking divided. They don't want to solve the actual issues in the middle, and they wonder why nobody takes us serious. They make fun of us overseas. They call us fat, which they're right. They call us fucking dumb, which they're fucking right. Dirty, they're not wrong.
Unhealthy,
That's where fat comes in.
unsanitary.
That's where dirty comes in.
Shit. Fuck.
It's
Yeah,
crazy to me.
yeah, facts, bro. It's sad. It's bad, bro.
He,
That's bad, bro.
yeah, his problem was he thought because he was helping Israel that Israel was going to listen to him.
Bro, nobody's bigger than the program, you heard? And I was like, what?
Exactly right.
Like, bro, what? Nigga, you tossed this up, bro. I thought we were playing ball. What happened?
Right.
Yeah, so yeah. My thoughts is niggas is wilding, they need to chill the fuck out. That's it. Like they wilding, bro. Like what, bro? But if you know, you know. I ain't going deep dive, but man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. This game we call life. Niggas getting
Absolutely.
dragged. Niggas getting dragged into wars nobody asked for. Well, actually, this I've been seeing in the comments of like certain news shits, clips, or whatever. There's a lot of niggas
Hmm.
who's been for this, dog. They want this shit. They can't wait. Which is, hey,
Yeah.
teach your own, but yeah, man, I'd rather peace, bro.
I think some of that ties into well, it could go both ways. I think that people don't like people with money and power. And I also think that religion plays a role in it too.
For
And
sure.
like the land and the Holy Land and who really owns it, and it if one religion says one thing and another religion says another and you both own the land, how the fuck does that work? Basically.
Bro. And it's the people that's, man, I ain't even going,
And
yeah.
it's the people that are affected by it 100%. They got a fucking Trump gave a
Mhm.
2 week warning and really hit them in 2 days, bro.
Yeah, now that shit's sad. Like, I seen clips and shit and reels, like people just be eating or they chilling and all you see is like bombs coming their way. Like,
Yeah.
nah,
The kids that fucking get affected by that shit, the
bro,
hospitals that are getting hit, like that's scary.
not the children.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
And the women.
Of course. And those are the two you're supposed to be protecting.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers just, well, no, I'm not. That's not,
That was crazy. That was
that's not
crazy.
cool. That's not cool. That's
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god. All right, we gotta move into another topic. It's not expecting that. All right, let's keep it light. Let's talk about this Nas versus Jim Jones situation.
Listen,
First of all,
listen.
I've seen it, but where the fuck did that even pop up from? Like, who was the person that said this needs to be a debate?
Jim Jones is trolling, bro. He's trying to get in the algorithm. He got so far in the algorithm. He's him and Shannon Sharp are going at it. It worked, obviously. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Like him and Nas been had. This has been a thing. They've been doing this for
Okay.
not. Wait, Nas did it one time in like '07, but Jimmy's never. Jimmy doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Okay,
And
yeah.
as a Dipset cult member, um, he's wilding. He's wilding because I love
He's
Nas.
always been the wild card. And
Yeah, but that's why I love. That's why I always loved him though. But now it's just like when we're older, it's like, yo, bro, chill. Like you can chill and still be Jimmy and still wild out, but you could chill a little bit. But Hey, he did it. He's in the algorithm. We're talking about him. A lot of platforms are talking about him. You
Yeah,
feel what I'm saying? So
making fucking comparisons with Grammys and
Nas,
and
with Nas, nigga. Niggas are sitting there breaking down Jimmy's albums with like, and Jimmy's sitting there cracking up like, yo, these niggas is really worked up, and they are. Cause it's like, yo, bro. And he keeps saying Nas is like I grew up on Nas. Nas is like one of my favorite. Like he starts off with that, and then he just goes in. Yeah, shouts to Jimmy. He's figuring it out. He's in the troll game. You know what I mean? But sometimes it looks crazy. But yeah, it's helping you with your streams, with your bread. He's probably gonna get good placements, like little shows and stuff from this. So do it up, Jimmy. Capo,
yeah.
Dipset, you know the vibe. Yeah.
I oh God. Like to
If
me,
you, mhm.
like I don't even know how to say this, but like to me Nas is one of the best, but like I don't even know how to say it without sounding crazy type shit.
All
Like
right, Nas is in a whole different category, bro. It's two different things, bro. You can't compare dress shoes with sneakers. In the day,
yeah.
it's you can't. It's two different.
I feel like
This
Nas
shoe,
also comes from a different era. Like
yeah, like Nas is like, come on, bro. It's Nas. It's Nas. You know what I mean? It's Nas, Hove, them. Like those, they're over
yeah.
there. They're over
Okay.
there.
This is what I wanted to say. Like Nas isn't a goat
Oh,
based on his catalog. Anybody who sits there and says that he's a goat based on his catalog, nobody's saying that ever. Don't get me wrong. Does he have a few
catalog is
songs?
fire, except for
The whole
Nostradamus.
catalog is fire.
Except for Nostradamus. I'm like, hey, I listened to all the albums. This is not coming from a nigga who just watched it on YouTube. Like I
Yeah,
literally,
but I think you're more of a fan. I'm saying like somebody who's just
oh, a
listening,
casual listener.
casual
Fuck
listening.
no, nigga. Yo,
Yeah,
bro, you
exactly.
never heard that quote somebody said like, yo, nobody wants to hear Nas in the club. That's a
Exactly right.
thing. That's a thing, bro.
Exactly right.
And it was a woman, and it was a shorty I think who said that because I think it was like, yo, Jay Z or Nas. It was like Jay Z. Like I don't want to hear Nas in the club. Like Nas is the type you put on when you're trying to read a book. That's crazy. Like you wildin'. But
Facts.
I understand. You feel me? Like even with the Nas and the Hove shit, I was a Hove nigga. Niggas ROC. You know what I mean? It's rock law. I get it. But Nas, yeah, average listener, if you're not into, you know what I mean? It's like Nas is caviar. Not everybody's into caviar. If you eat chicken nuggets, you ain't gonna fuck with caviar bro, like that. You feel me? I'm talking about an avid chicken nugget eater, not a person who goes to. No, I'm talking about that's all you eat. You're not just gonna wake up and be like, oh, I just want caviar. Maybe you are. I don't know. But for this argument, no, you're not. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that's how I see it. But it's like, yo, bro, it's an acquired taste, bro. It's an acquired taste for everybody. But if you're a hip hop head, you know the vibes. Like,
Yeah.
me and shit like that. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Nas have all
Exactly.
hard. Except for
Cause
Nostradamus. I love you to death,
yeah.
but Nostradamus is it.
Cause I was looking at like the comparison and accolades, and
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like, all
wild.
right, like Nas got a Grammy, first of all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I didn't realize he only had like four songs to hit the Hot 100.
Yeah, he had like 27 entries and I think he had 16 number ones.
Okay.
Yeah. I think. Don't quote me, but it's around that region.
Jim
You know
Jones
what I
had two.
mean? And we know one.
Exactly.
Well, the people. Because
Right.
I love Jimmy's catalog, but everybody
Um,
else they know one. Ballin'.
but yeah, like separating all that, like that's not even what makes Nas a GOAT. It's not the Grammy. Yeah, don't get me wrong, the Grammy gives him points, but like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that was
it's
later
him
on too.
it's him making one of the greatest diss songs in all of hip hop to ever fucking exist. If you don't think it's number one, you definitely think it's number two. And the only two
Yeah,
that you can really sit there and debate on is No Vaseline
yeah.
and
Hit him up.
this.
It's Novas. I say
Yeah,
Vaseline, hit them up, and Ether. They're the top three.
top
And then
three.
like, and then probably like 10 years from now, they're gonna say, not like us. I give it 10 years. I give it 10 more years. Because everybody's
Yeah.
already putting it up there, but it's like, no, it has to have a run. But yeah.
Honorable mention, the game 500 bars.
See, I'm pissed off. Like the game pisses me off, bro. Like
That's just some fan shit. Like,
I love the game, but it's like, oh, it's just the game's nice, bro. That's what gets me mad. You're nice, bro, but it's just off the record and out of the booth antics. Just like,
yeah, I agree.
like the game is a top lyricist, nigga. Nigga,
Absolutely. He's probably the
500
best to
bars of
come out of,
running.
probably the
Like,
best to come out of the West Coast right now.
dog, bro, he carried the West Coast for how many summers by himself? He put
Facts.
Kendrick on tour. He put Nipsey on tour. Like, what are we talking about? But that's what I'm saying. You see, look at all those beautiful accolades, and then you go look at his antics. You're like, motherfucker. But but yeah, though. But like Jimmy and Nas, man, shout out to Jimmy for getting into the algorithm, doing what he do, because everybody's talking about this, bro. And now I bet you a lot of young heads is going to listen to Nas who didn't know who Nas is, who probably followed Jimmy.
That's
You know what
facts.
I mean? Like they'd be like, who the hell is
But I
that?
feel like if you know Jimmy, you know Nas.
Not the youngins. There's a lot of niggas like, who the fuck is Nas? Like,
There's
that's so
youngins.
crazy.
I
Yeah,
feel like
like I'm talking
youngins
about
would
young
ask
niggas.
who the fuck is Jim Jones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But not in this era. It's different. There's a nigga who went viral for saying that's why Jimmy's also more now because there's a streamer or somebody who's a young kid. He was like 20. He was on a podcast and he was like debating. He was like, yeah, Jimmy's way better. He's more this, more that. Shit. Like Jimmy got the youngins for real because Jimmy hasn't stopped. Not saying
Mm-hmm.
Nas stopped either, but Nas is like it's different, it's levels. That's why a lot of guys back in the day used to say they didn't fuck with Hove because they didn't understand, they didn't get it until they got older. They're like, shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But if you're a hip hop head and you fuck with this, you'll know Hove was one of them. Like Hove was there,
Yeah,
but
and he was way ahead of his
you know
time.
me,
Like
you know what I
20
mean?
years ahead of his time.
That's what I'm saying.
Same
But
shit with Kanye.
Hove switched it up because he's like, you know what? I can sell records. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I
I need to
mean?
feed my family. I need to put food
You
on my
feel
plate for
me?
real.
And Nas is like, I'll be alright. Because Nas got that core.
That man is he's in a good space. And he got that fucking record label and shit. Is East still
Well,
fucking with that record label?
nah, East is doing his own thing.
He that explains it. Okay.
East has From the Dirt, FTD.
Yeah.
Um yeah.
Like I said, that explains it.
But
Because his fall off needs to be studied too, respectfully.
man, come on. Shout out to East, man.
I used to love him, and then I don't know who his fucking engineer is. My man, you need to do a better job of fixing that lisp that he's rapping with, because nobody knew he had a lisp until he dropped this one project, and I'm like, what the fuck? Dave East had a fucking lisp? Never knew.
Damn, not gonna hate on my nigga because
It was the
not
secret
hate,
I
but
never needed to know.
yo, leave East alone, bro. Yo, shout out to Davies, you heard. Harlem, what up? Queens, what up?
Nothing wrong with a lisp either. I was just saying I never knew he had
You
one.
never knew.
Was all.
Yeah. This nigga.
All right,
Yo,
let's
this
jump into
nigga
the
East.
next topic.
Nigga East is crazy. Yo, so you seen the Charleston White versus Island Boy boxing match?
No.
Nah.
No.
Damn, I wish you could look it up, but um, that was the most awkwardest. I didn't even see the fight. I saw a clip, but that was the most weirdest and awkwardest fight ever.
That doesn't surprise me because the last fight that I don't know which island boy it was. I can't tell the difference between the two. Um, but they fought each other, and that shit was terrible. Now you're fighting a
Charleston won.
50-year-old man.
And Charleston won.
I know he did.
He gave him that old man strength, a jab. That nigga was like, He was like,
He
"Oh
looks
shit,"
that man
and then he
looks
quit.
fit for his age.
And then he was like,
And it's
"Yo,
not even like
I'm
he
out."
be in the gym fit. It's like,
Old man
yeah,
strength shit.
old man strength, like you said.
Mad old man strength. Mad hammering roof tiles and gravel and all that old man strength shit. Yeah, facts. But yeah, he won.
Facts.
Which, come on, you think that's his investment? You think he's gonna lose? Come on.
Right.
It was inevitable, but it was fake entertaining. Well, the clip was not. I wouldn't watch a whole fight. Carlson White, Island Boy.
Hell no. Not even for free.
Like,
Send the
yo,
clips.
yo, Aiden's becoming Don King in right in front of our eyes, yo. Watch. He's gonna be a watch, bro. He's gonna be a player in this boxing watch. Give it 5 more years. Them niggas are gonna hit him. They probably already hit him up. This is probably a tryout.
Nah,
No, let me shut the
see,
fuck up. Let me shut up.
at least with the Paul brothers, it it
Nah, they put
looks
in the work.
legit.
They put in the work.
It don't look like no, yeah, it don't look like no third party ass pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, no, but that's what I'm saying. They're different though. Like they put in the work. I feel like they did the due diligence, the research, and you know what I mean. Even though they already have the resources and they have the money and they have the funding for it, but I felt like they still did some type of work. I'm not saying they went hard. It
Yeah,
was in the trenches with it, but I felt like they did some type of work.
facts.
So
Facts. All right, it looks like we got our
Hi,
guest
gang. I don't know
joining
if you could
us.
hear me or not.
yeah, we
We
could
can
hear
hear
you.
you, we just
So
can't see you.
Yeah, you see my arm. Okay, let me retry this.
All right.
but yeah. So Jake and them. So I feel like yeah, that's the difference. But I feel like on the promoter side, Aiden's really about to. There we go. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hey. Thanks for joining
No
us.
problem. Happy to be here.
All right, the way
How's
we
it
start
going,
off
y'all?
with our guests, good, how are you?
Man, life's great.
Awesome. Thanks.
I think I'm a little delayed on my end here.
Yeah, you're a little laggish, but
We'll talk to you like a WhatsApp, Granny.
Damn, not the bag. All right, come on. All right, I think I'm caught up. All right. So the way we
yeah,
start
you
off
good.
with our guests, we do a who, what, when, where, why. So we'll start with the who and ask, who are you?
Oh, right now. Hi, what's up? I'm Big Red. I'm Wezzy Ann. That's me.
All right. And what do you do?
What don't I do? I'm a producer. I'm a stylist. I'm a model, choreographer. Shit. Brand ambassador. Sometimes the plug.
Let's go.
Man, bills gotta get paid in this economy. Eh.
Thanks.
Facts. And when did you start? I know you just listed a bunch of things, but when did you originally start with maybe your first venture?
Well, I'll tell you what, my first venture started the day I saw one of your sets in a in an Alston, Boston basement, DJing for a White Durag OG Swagger Dick party. And I saw this fire female DJ behind the ones and twos, and I don't know, like just the way, super carried the room. I was like, I want to do that. So I got her info, and then I bought her old controller off of her like within the week or two, and then asked her to show me like a couple things here and there. And then I want to say within 6 months, I was DJing at the Museum of Fine Arts, and that was my plunge back into the creative space.
Fire.
Facts. Wow.
That's to you, Supah.
Where
Yeah, she's my
Inspired him.
mentor.
I was not
Yeah.
expecting that. Honestly, I was not expecting
No,
that.
for
Like
Oh,
I knew that we
that's something.
had like, like I knew your origin and I knew how you came up, but I didn't realize like it was at a I don't even remember DJing at no OG Swagger Dick event. That's the crazy part. Like
This nigga.
Yeah,
had
it
no
was
clue.
definitely an ultimate basement party.
Crazy. All right. And
But
then
but
where
since then, just been filling in the gaps here and there. So did a couple years in Boston and then moved out to the West Coast between San Diego and Los Angeles. And since out in Los Angeles, I produced a commercial with Desto Dub under
That's
a
the
lot of
best of
cost
dub.
syrup. Yeah, shout out to him,
Hell yeah.
man. Uh, while I'm here, fuck ice in LA, fuck ice anywhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, just if it's art and if I love it, why not do it? So whether it's like in front of the camera or on stage or behind it, making the things make sense. I just love art and making things make sense. So that's
Fire.
what I do.
All right. Yeah, we pretty much covered everything on that. You want to start off with our first question?
Yeah, for sure. Who or what inspired you to do what you do?
Yeah, well, apart from my girl Jen here, finding my idols as a kid was actually very hard to identify. But in hindsight, um, all of my baddie black women on the scene, whether it was TLC wearing condoms on their face, like that always stuck with me as a child.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
Scary Spice and the Spice Girls,
Um,
um, or Bianca Lewis in Save the Last Dance.
mm-hmm.
During the battle dance scenes when she knew she was that girl in the club. I
Yup.
just
Yup.
remember watching those moments as a kid being like, wow,
Yup.
I want to be like her.
Yeah.
So like seeing, granted, a lot of these people are playing up personas or something. I just loved how those women were able to like command a room, especially during a time where like black media wasn't necessarily like the thing, and seeing such like strong women on TV during those times always stuck with me.
Fire.
Between creative directing, modeling, and music, which one do you think you are most passionate about?
Creative directing. Um, I'm a bit of a fraudulent model. Sometimes, like, I'll just audition for something in hopes to build a relationship with the designer in hopes to like help them with their next show or something like that. Like today I walk, next time I help you cast. Um, I really love seeing like people's ideas come to life, hearing them talk about it, and then instead of just like, all right, less talking, what are we going to do to make this happen? So creative directing, it's like alchemy. It's making something out of nothing or
Right.
something out of uses. So that's what I
Yeah.
love to do.
Guys. What brands are you feeling right now?
Pardon?
What brands are you feeling right now, if any?
What brands? Wow. I'm just a girl, so I like I like some very girly things at the moment. I like Lena Roma.
Uh
She's
huh.
a retired dancer turned designer, and she has like the best pieces. I like Kiki, the brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one. She's known for just pieces that just make women look great. Um, as far as hypey brands, Hellstar, solid, but like I said, I'm in my skirt wave right now, so I'm into my girly things.
Dope. So,
All right. How did you get into modeling, and how can somebody get into modeling if they're passionate about it?
I got into modeling by being friends with photographers. So,
fire.
with me, I like making art with my friends. They're getting inspired
Mm-hmm.
by people and building friendships from there as well. Um, One mentionable, OJ Slaughter, based in Boston. I remember admiring her photos way back when and just shooting her a DM one day asking to shoot. And from that shoot with her, I proceeded to get a couple more bookings moving forward. But um, I like the thrill, even runway. As someone that used to dance in dance studios, being on a runway in front of people, it makes my heart beat, and I like to do it in cute clothes. So then that's what I enjoy.
So, if interested in walking for major brands, who would it be?
Oh goodness, I would love to walk for YSL. I I
Fact.
guess
Mm,
SL now, but it's still YSL deep in my heart, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
Um,
For sure.
for anyone that does want to get into modeling, I always suggest starting off with your headshots.
Hmm.
Um, and if you can't afford professional headshots, you don't have to pay $500 for them. You can trade for print or trade for work. Get those headshots and believe in yourself. If you want to be a model, you don't try, you are. So you
Right.
just go audition, go submit until you finally get booked. It's not three no's, it's 10 no's, then a yes. Sometimes even 20 no's, then a yes. But
Facts.
eventually it's a yes.
100%. 100%.
facts. How's your experience being a part of a fashion show? Like, what's the experience for you?
It's a blast from start to finish. After doing it for a little while, it's nice to arrive to set and realizing that one of the stylists is someone that you previously worked with, or seeing another model that you haven't seen in 2 years since the last shoot, or something like that. And then um, being surprised at who's in the audience if you see them at all. Me, I like that. I like to lock in. Once I'm on the runway, I don't care if my mom's in the audience. I'm like, I'm walking, then I get back, and then I'll look at the text, seeing
Yeah.
like, oh, you killed it. So, um, I've never worked on a show where any of the girls, were catty either. I think that's something that might only really exist on TV or reality shows. A lot
Hmm.
of times, models, they're there to work, they're professional. So in between, fittings and stuff, I mean, we're all there with our tits out. There's no room to be rude to each other. So
Right.
it's not needed. So
Word.
it's a great time.
All right. So I know you do creative director work. Who have you worked with, and who do you want to work with?
Um, Again, worked with Blue Sleeve, awful lot of cough syrup.
Mhm.
Worked with Disrupt Mag, a digital e-zine based out of LA.
Mhm.
Um, Through them, I worked with a handful of other brands as well. Um, but mostly I do like to focus helping smaller local creatives, whether it's at pop-ups, their shows, their features, and things like that.
Yeah.
Because as much as everyone wants to be, on the next big landing page, the first thing they see on Instagram and things like that, before they get there, people don't realize that in the grand machine,
Right.
it takes the smaller artists, within their own local communities as well. So yeah, I just love staying busy with whatever local community I happen to reside in at the time, whether it's Boston, LA, St. Louis.
Right.
Perfect. This is my follow-up question. What's your favorite city to work in?
Yeah. So, I would say Los Angeles.
Hmm. I can
City
see
of,
that.
I mean, money's on the floor, money's in the sky. If you go to sleep and just think hard enough, you'll wake up and that job is there in your email. So long as, like, I don't know. There's something in the air about making things happen over there. And as much as the native Angelinos know it, I don't think they know it as much, which is why
Yo.
transplants go so crazy in Los
Right.
Angeles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a beautiful city with so many resources.
Hmm.
Their creative infrastructure is very well established. So, like, when you
100%.
have so many transplants, such as myself, I came from
Hmm.
St. Louis, spent time in Boston. Then you get there and find out how affordable recording studio sessions are, or how many people are there designing, how many. It's literally like an adult creative playground. You just
Right.
have to know how to navigate and build your relationships.
For sure.
Hmm.
I feel like that sometimes a lot of the natives don't really understand. Like they're like sitting on gold. Like.
They don't, and I think it's definitely a proximity thing, So
Mhm.
it's uh, yeah, it's a gold mine over there. I mean, that's all I have to say. I mean, I met a lot of great native Angelinos as well that like
Mhm.
help point me in the right direction. But like I said, the it's the transplants that have like a certain tenacity about them to make it work, whether it's like the lack of a support system
Mm-hmm.
there within arm's reach,
Right.
or I think it's mostly that. It's like we don't have time to like
Yeah.
go to our aunt's house or something whilst in LA, and it's like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm here to make some money, make some happy,
Right.
make some
Right.
safe,
Facts.
and
Facts.
Yeah.
it's great to see. It takes both. The natives definitely. LA wouldn't be LA without them either.
Oh, for
Of
sure.
course.
100%. 100%. So, how did you get into music and becoming a DJ?
Man, well, um, in high school, I did take a music production class that didn't do too well with. It had like old school Fruity Loops on it, and
Mm-hmm.
from there, I did try looking up how to become someone who scores movies, and as it turns out, usually it's someone that went to school to study, of course, music. And I'm just
Right.
like, you know what? I tried violin for a bit as a kid, not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, as any young college student does at that age, I just became overly obsessed with music
Yeah.
and just hoped it would take me somewhere. So that was the great era for SoundCloud. We're talking like 2014 era, still peak music blog era. And so I started a music blog on SoundCloud and Twitter called Auxiliary, three X's because I keep it sexy. And each week I'd feature a new playlist past the aux,
That's
and I made it
hard.
a point to only include songs that had less than 5,000 streams. And I remember including Mo Bamba before it had 5K. I remember including I listen. I had the ear for it. To this day, shout out to a handful of people. Some of those playlists now have Grammy Award winning artists and things like that. But after a while,
Wow.
I realized like the SoundCloud playlists aren't enough. I want to go out to parties and enjoy the music.
Yeah.
And as someone who is from St. Louis who lived in Boston,
Right.
Boston didn't really play as much Southern music as I was used to,
Yeah.
or even throwbacks. The
Yeah.
city of St. Louis, we play a lot of old school
Fire.
music. So
Fire.
um, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I got to hop on the turntables. So I just made it a point to play Money Machines music. My mom would clean the house to, and
All right.
local artists in between. And that's pretty much what my sets were like back then.
Okay, that perfect to segue into our next question. How was it being a DJ, and talk about some of your gigs during your time?
Being a DJ was quite the time in Boston. It was definitely my springboard into becoming a creative again, switching from academia and just full on diving into the creative realm. Um, I wish I knew a lot of the things I knew now while um, being a DJ back then, while being a young female DJ in Boston, as in like getting my money up front. I never had an issue with anyone ever trying to steal my equipment or anything like that, but definitely I will say handling the money, the contracts, and things like that. But it was a great time. Without my DJ experience, I would not have gotten to know Boston in the way that I did,
Yeah.
and that in itself is such a privilege.
That's hard. So, do you look up to any models? If so, who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Well, I like I like a handful of classic models. Like I like Twiggy.
Uh huh.
If you're familiar with like the bold eyelash look, she's the one that coined that. I want to say back in like maybe the 70s, maybe even the 60s.
Yeah.
Um, but like as a child, I had a hard time actively picking out idols. Even now, I have a hard time
But
as well. What I will say is that I appreciate Tyra Banks. One thing I will say,
hard.
she was one of the last of her class of models. Her,
Yeah.
Heidi Klum, like the Victoria's Secret Angels. That when the fashion show used to mean
Facts.
something, you know what I
Mhm.
Facts.
mean? Um, And I think what changed between then and now was how we consume media, i.e., Instagram. And
Yeah.
somewhere between Tyra Banks and her 20 plus seasons of America's Next Top Model and training an entire generation how to take a regular photo.
Yeah.
These kids don't know how we used to pose back in the day for MySpace. You know, that
Right.
one hand on the hip, one hand on the leg. It's like that was the go to. We haven't seen that pose in about 15 years.
Yeah.
No, for real. Not even from the kids. They don't.
Yeah.
These kids are posing, doing their makeup differently because of Tyra.
Yeah.
So, though
Yeah.
she's not necessarily one of my favorite models, I do find her to be extremely problematic. But I give her the credit of teaching a world how to
Yeah.
take better photos
Right.
and how to like. She did her thing. So I'll Tyra, you did that.
You fuck with Naomi?
Naomi, best walk in the game. I
Facts.
just best walk in the game. Faith never declines.
Facts.
Same reason why I'm not a fan of Tyra. I don't like Mean Girls.
Yeah.
I don't like Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Anyone, I don't like haters.
Yeah.
I don't like if it's coming from unhealed trauma or otherwise. It's
Yeah.
very loser to me, and both of them fall, even though they're like both some of the two of the best
Yeah.
in their industry as greats. They have too many stories of them being.
100%. Yeah.
Naomi's on the Epstein list, no?
I think.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it past
yeah.
her, you know?
Release that.
Yo, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Oh man. All right. I want you to talk a little bit about being a brand ambassador and that journey and what that's been like for you.
Yes. I don't know if I mentioned, I definitely am a brand ambassador. That's been it's been my bread and butter. It's been a great time. It's introduced me to a lot of great people. Essentially, a brand ambassador is someone who connects, consumers with their favorite brands. So I've worked with so many brands between Coca-Cola, Paramount, Beavis and Butthead,
Mm,
Spotify, Nike, the Tennis Channel, and I can go on and on. Frito Lay, and as far as that goes, and it may sound silly, but when I say like I've met leaders in so many different industries through that,
hmm
whether it's telecom marketing or uh, athletic sporting agents who we have to speak with as the talent comes on and learning the ins and out with that. So any one person could be a sponge to knowledge and information. And being a brand ambassador, you're around so many hustling and bustling environments with so many different types of entertainers that like there's just so much valuable information to be learning on each of these sites and sets. So I might be doing something simple like hosting a raffle or doing giveaways and things like that. But um, the experience is priceless. Everyone who comes to see me is always happy to see me. I leave work feeling great. And
Right, right.
it's something I definitely encourage creatives and people who are exiting college to look into. Counselors have no idea about the brand ambassador industry. So if you like a flexible schedule, if you like working with your favorite brands, look it up and basically get paid to model and party with your favorite brands. It's awesome.
So do you feel more support or hate for doing what you do?
Um, I have to be real. I always get more support than hate doing anything I do.
Right.
Uh, it's wrong for I think anyone if you got more haters than support, I don't know what you're doing out here, but I would say most people, even who do have haters, probably have more supporters.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of focusing
Right.
on what you want to focus on. And I owe it to the people who support me to give them more flowers than I give attention to my haters. So, yeah.
Love that. That leads into our next question. What keeps you going and what keeps you motivated?
My girlfriends keep me going and my pooch. I love my gal pals, seeing Jen on camera. I'm sorry, I'm so emotional. Like I'll literally start to cry
Stop.
every single FaceTime call my friends answer. I'm like, oh my God, it's the best day of my life. And I'll be sitting right next to whatever man I'm dating at the time and like really meaning that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like the friends offer an unconditional love sometimes, and just knowing through your highs or lows, or even when you can be hard on yourself as a professional or as a person, and hopefully you always have a friend behind you or several that are just like, you're doing great, sis. So
Mhm.
they keep me going for real.
So after it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for?
What do I want to be?
Remembered for?
Oh, I've actually been giving that a lot of thought. No, drilling the question in my head, like, so what are you going to leave behind? What is the reason for your being? I would love to start a line of creative.
I think you might be covering your mic.
I apologize.
That's
Oh,
okay.
there you go.
Um, as far as my legacy, I would love to create creative recreational centers for children,
Fire.
and um, I guess it could extend a little past that because Lord knows if anyone's experienced college, we see how many doors close as soon as you exit the age of when you're supposed to be graduating as well.
Yeah.
And it's like you're still a person, you still want to learn. So
Right.
essentially just creative rec centers where people can come in and instead of working out, they can learn how to produce, they can
Uh-huh.
DJ, they can paint, sculpt, they can take dance classes and things like that. I think that would be a great way to help uplift struggling communities. Lord knows that the so much talent comes out of neighborhoods where people would be surprised, whether it's the hood, the trenches, or we see it time and time again. So I just want to be someone who pours back into communities that needs help.
Awesome.
Love that.
That's fire.
All right. And our last question for you, which we would love for you to stick around after and talk some general topics with us. But what's next for you?
What's next for Wezzy? Man, goodness. That's a question I have always struggled with, but seeing that I'm approaching 30, I have to be intentional. But I'm going to step back into my DJing. I haven't touched a turntable or controller in it since before the pandemic. And after visiting Coachella last year and having a blast working it, representing several brands, I got a chance to listen to a handful of DJs. And what I will say is, y'all need to hear me on those ones and twos the way these DJs are coming.
That's
But outside
nice.
of that, even with this brand ambassador shtick, I would love to start my own agency with that and help cast and book my own network of young professionals as well, because I've seen how it goes and I know I can do it well. So between running my own agency and getting back to DJing, outside of that, I really plan on just vibing fully.
Awesome.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and hit our general topics.
All right. Yeah, what we talking about? We're talking about match stuff.
We've been
But
talking about bad shit.
yo, oh, let's talk about what we are talking about offline. Well, if you want, the Jalen Brown.
Oh my goodness.
Who's this?
Jalen Brown that plays for the Celtics.
What happened?
They're trying to trade him. And we're
Is it because why are they trying to trade? Wait, he just won it.
that
That's crazy. I'm like, wait, let me cut. He just won MVP. Oh no, not this playoffs though.
was
That was one
that was
playoff
last
ago.
year. But still.
But still, that was recent as hell. Word.
So what we were talking about is pretty much Skom has a theory that the Celtics are racist, nothing unusual. And he's been empowering the communities in Boston and promoting black wealth. and he thinks that the Celtics are conspiring against him, and I can see where he's coming from with that. Absolutely.
In culmination with him making a comment about James's son as well, who Lord knows LeBron James isn't just a player in the NBA. Like
Hmm.
he's a shot caller. I mean, he got his son on the team. So
One text.
yeah, you know what I mean? So with that, I don't know. It could be a kind suggestion as well from LeBron. Like, I don't like what he said about my son. Kick him. Like, he has enough clout to do that.
Hmm.
Right.
Yep.
And yeah, no, no. As much as we love our athletes, we see it all the time in the comments. Like, Marshawn Lynch was another one where, like, the few times he did speak, it was political, talking about the welfare of his community. And the first comments,
Mm-hmm.
even from his own fans, was "Shut up, boy, and play."
Right.
And essentially, that's what a majority of, I think, the viewers look for when they see black athletes playing. They don't want them to have a thought.
No. Just do the layups and make sure I win my parlays or whatever they call
The shut up and dribble.
it. Yeah, shut up and dribble.
Hmm.
That's always been a concept for I don't know how long, forever. Like shut up and
Yeah.
dribble. What are you doing
One of the
tomorrow?
reasons why Kobe was so unlikable, I
Yeah,
think, as well.
he didn't play that.
No,
Like what? He's like what? Like nah. But yeah, sure.
not everyone's like LeBron. Smile, jump when they say jump. Though he's a shot caller, he's definitely on a nice payroll, as well.
Yeah.
You
Listen,
know,
listen.
We talked about last week on the show. He had a an Amazon commercial, and I'm
Mhm.
like, LeBron's on an Amazon.
honestly, you know what I noticed? I think we forget about this. Not to get too nerdy, but like World War II, the American government used Hollywood actors and celebrities as spies to infiltrate Nazi camps because guess who didn't have to go through security? Celebrities. They even enemy soldiers were still fanned out. So they were sending like singers and actors to perform and just
Mhm.
spy, right?
Mhm.
I'm not calling LeBron a spy, but seeing how much money these industries bring in, whether it's the NFL, we saw how much money was poured into the NFL after Taylor Swift became Travis Kelsey's boyfriend or
Mhm.
girlfriend and
Mhm.
gained millions in female viewership. And, uh, when I'm not trying to get too political, but, when things started happening overseas, and then we saw the top black industry leaders from Viola Davis, who's
Yeah.
never really been political in her life, and LeBron, who made sure to never be political in his life because he
Right.
likes his white fans.
Right.
We saw like the top
Mhm.
industry leaders, black industry leaders of every industry saying, pray for that country.
Right. Right. Right.
And in that moment, I went down through the list and I'm like, you
Yep.
know what? These people all have solidified careers. They
Mhm.
don't they're assets. They're governmental assets after a certain point.
Hundred
So
percent.
long as you collect a check to say a certain message and do a certain thing.
100%. Right.
Yeah. So I now that you mentioned, I didn't know that was going on with Jalen, but for sure he's a young black man, and they don't like that.
Young
Talking
black
about
men promoting
listen.
wealth, promoting health,
Talking about Black Wall. I'm bringing the Black Wall Street to Boston.
fixing communities.
Yeah,
And he's
like
really smart enough to properly articulate himself using proper facts. Unlike what's that short king with the nice side
Short
step shoe?
Kings.
I'm not trying to say Kaylani's ex-boyfriend.
Hungry.
Kyrie.
Yes. Like it was very easy to dismiss a lot of his thoughts and views, so
Once he
long
said
as,
the earth was flat, it was like, come on.
man, it's like, this guy, but like, nah, Jalen isn't coming like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jalen's coming with, I mean, he could have been like a NASA employee. Like,
No, for sure.
Yeah.
No.
Intelligence through the roof.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
all
and
about
he's
the
playing
delivery.
basketball.
It's all about the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't like anybody like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No. Like no. Yeah. But yeah. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
sorry, my tangents.
That's what we're here for, though.
So, yo, Super, y'all heard of the federal allegations?
Oh my God. Yeah.
We don't have to get into detail or nothing, but like, what do you think? Like, you think it's true or not?
I and I say this time and time again when I come on here, I always
Say it.
agree and side with women victims.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with this situation is that it's not a woman coming out with these allegations. It's somebody who he used to do business with, a manager, a friend, whatever the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
coming out and saying that he was
Yeah. So on and
moving
so
through
forth.
traffic. I have
Yeah,
to watch what I
yeah,
say before I get
yeah,
banned
yeah,
with a
yeah, yeah,
15, 16-year-old girl.
yeah.
The girl didn't say nothing. I haven't seen anything about a girl coming forward and saying anything.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think this is weird. It's weird.
it is
And
weird. Yes or no, I can't say.
and how convenient while his show is with Jada's taking
Yeah,
off.
he's finally starting to get back on. He's starting to pop a little bit, lost a
He
little
finally found
weight.
the right recipe for like his shows and how he was conducting it. Because him alone was cool, but after a while, it's just like you needed a balance, and I felt like Jada's the perfect balance. So his show is finally, getting momentum, doing this thing, and this comes out of nowhere. But like you said, I don't put it past anybody though. You don't know, you know what I mean? Like look at Ellen's career. But anyway, we ain't gonna get into all that. But you know what I mean? It's just, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hold on, one thing I do have to say about the Ellen thing too. While I'm over here talking about governmental assets,
why
because we
why we're here?
because we do address, right, when she was introduced to the scene, she was
Mhm.
introduced to the entertainment scene and daily broadcast television at prime hours, right, at a time where we still had commercials telling us to not be gay. And I have to say that to friends. Do you guys remember there were commercials on TV during our youth talking about don't be gay?
Yo,
Well, there were TV shows. Like, I don't know if they would air those episodes now.
yeah,
they'd be
right.
like,
No,
I'm
for real.
sorry, it was a mistake. Like
No, for
then
real.
the 90s, oh, like there were episodes literally telling kids like beware, don't do that gay shit.
Yeah, right.
And then we get this obviously presenting masculine lesbian
Mm-hmm.
with a syndicated talk show.
Mm-hmm.
And like, was she really ever that quirky and funny to ever land that? In hindsight, we're realizing no. So it's and then back on that list that I
Yep.
mentioned. So I'm
Yep.
like, I don't know this
Yep.
stuff, but people don't realize as well. Like the entertainment industry wasn't necessarily built by like entertainers.
No,
And that's the story for a different day. But
100%, 100%. But yes, facts.
yeah,
Yeah, shit spooky out here.
All right, my shit
So what's going
froze,
on with
but
this?
I'm back. I'm good.
You good?
yes.
Oh Jesus, super, super.
It's them heat waves, boy. Where are you at in Boston? How's the heat over
Yeah,
there?
yo, it's hella hot.
All right,
Oh, you
am
guys,
I good?
welcome back.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, it's hella hot
Sheesh.
over here. How's LA?
I,
It's like 70, right?
I'm actually in St. Louis, Missouri now. It's a
Oh, what?
smooth 92 degrees.
92 degrees. What part of St. Louis you from?
What part of St. Louis? What do you know about St. Louis? I'm from the north side. I'm from North County.
Well, what I know about St. Louis is because of Nelly, and I was into the St.
Hell
Lunatics
yeah.
back in the day. So
Hell, I actually went to middle school with Murphy Lee's daughter. Shout
get
out
the
to
fuck
Essence.
out of here.
Nah, she almost fought me my second day of school.
Murphy Lee's daughter?
that's
Yo,
Yeah,
hilarious.
she would have. She would have fought me too. I had to de-escalate so quick.
no. Oh
Oh my
shit!
gosh, she's
What
a
the hook
sweetheart
phone
though. She's
be?
a sweetheart. Shout out to Essence. But yeah,
Yeah.
St. Louis is really that small.
Um,
I believe
so
it.
East St. Louis is Illinois. That used to always confuse the hell out of me.
East
So
St. Louis is not the east side of St.
of
Louis. You
St.
have to
Louis,
go
this is
literally over a river.
okay.
You're in a new everything. It's Illinois.
Okay. Yeah. That used to always confuse me. So it's St. Louis, but it's Illinois.
East St. Louis people will say, "Yeah, we're from the East Side." St. Louis is like, stop.
I've always heard that. Yeah, like
It's even worse than Boston and Cambridge. Like, I swear to God,
That's
like it's
funny.
worse.
That's funny.
that's an ill compare. That's
That's
an ill
yeah.
analogy. That's hilarious.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's talk about a couple more topics and then we can wrap it up. Hate her or love her, but Doechii is killing it.
Yeah. Like I don't care what nobody says. Like, what do you mean?
I
She's
don't know
You
killing
why.
gotta
it.
try really hard to hate her. I'm sorry. Even after that one post that came out, she was yelling at the PAs crazy. I'm sorry.
Listen,
Was it right? No. Did I giggle? Yes. Did I'm sorry they got paid like 250 to 450 that day a pop. I've heard worse in LA on sets and scenes. I'm not saying
yeah,
it's okay. I'm
right.
saying like it really wasn't that bad. It just looked bad, but like you got to be in those.
In
I'm
that
telling you,
environment, yeah. Wow. Nah, Doechii is dope, son. Like
she's crazy
she's
in the
dope.
best way.
She gives me Grace Jones vibes.
Mm,
If you know,
She's
you know.
also crazy in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
facts.
Mm-hmm. You know. That's why I fucked with her. I was like, oh, yes. Like the game needs that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I do see people online clocking work overtime to hate on her though.
Of
Like,
course. You have to.
I think that's a common thing with any popping new female artist, though.
Yeah.
Whether they want to be contrarian or whether they don't like women, I don't know. But like her pen game, elite, her
Come
face, elite,
on.
the BBL, elite. Like it's all good.
You know, I wasn't expecting that.
not at all.
I was like, yeah, yeah. Oh,
It's one thing TDE gonna do is put their girls in the BBL real quick
No, for
and be like,
real though.
"Now get back in the booth, sister," and it works.
shit.
This is
Everyone's
BBLs.
Oh,
who don't love scissors. I'll be
That
like,
shit is
wait.
crazy. What was that? What was the movie? The movie that that shit was a fucking movie. When she was fucking tied up and you could just see the BBL fucking sitting. I said, oh,
None of us
oh
cared.
yeah. Shorty is 225. She's really 175, but 50 pounds goes to that ass.
Man, the girls were running her album up. They go back home to their niggas on PlayStation and be like, "Yeah, put that music video on." Both of us just watching in silence.
yo,
And awe.
yo,
That's hilarious.
Man,
that shit's crazy. Yeah, it's back there. It's back there for sure.
it works.
That's the top
But no,
dog. Shouts to Musa. They know what they're doing over there at TDE. That's them. They got the formula. Whatever they got it, nigga. It's working.
I think they let them do like one or two albums without it, and if it's not cracking the numbers, they're like, "All right, yeah."
Classic, yo. I will give you this mixtape or something, but because remember Doechii when she was doing the BT experience? I was like, who the fuck is this? I was so mad, nigga. It was like, who is this, nigga? The next year
That's
she
how
just started dropping. I was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
you're doing a good job when people call you a plant, and it's like
Yo,
very not.
when you could clearly see they working, you still call them a plant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on, son. Like, nah.
Betsy's one of them too. Shout out St. Louis.
That's the same.
Like I got receipts. Go to auxiliary on Twitter. Been posting her music like 6, 7 years ago. Here's
See?
the one that dropped that one song. Making my way through the hood with
Yep.
your boo. All his niggas think I'm cute. Boop, 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 boop. What's
Hmm.
up?
What? That's
What's up?
hard.
Yeah, her story's funny. She started
Been
rapping
a,
because she just wanted to diss her baby daddy.
been ratchet. Ratchet. She's been having the St. Louis girls shouting crazy things outside for a long time.
All right. You want to bring us in through our last topic for the night?
All right. Yo, so what's going on with this like Tory Lane case, like overall? Because like evidence came out and it was like, all right, cool, evidence, cool, whatever.
That's what I was saying. That shorty from the DA from Atlanta or whoever she was, she's like, we're gonna drop the evidence in 36 hours. Well, bitch, it's been 36 days. Where the fuck is it at?
You know that call was made.
Like they gave us like a little piece that the security guard said that it was actually the friend.
Yeah.
That was it.
You
But like,
know,
Yeah, what's your opinion on this? Because I know you're a
yeah,
girl's girl, so
word, facts.
girl's girl, but I'm also here for loyalty, right? So at the end of the day, I guess out of girl code, maybe Megan and Shorty. Megan's like, you know what? I don't fuck with you, but you're not going to go to jail. This little leprechaun will.
Yeah.
But it's up. I can see that being a thing because, like, if they really did at least have a semblance of an actual friendship, I can
Yeah.
see that
yeah.
Yeah.
happening. But
Yeah.
if a bitch shoots me,
Yo.
I don't. And then at this point, it's like, oh well, I'm not saying anything. Megan, you said a lot to like help assist with the case to get Tori to go to jail, whether it was like on record or otherwise.
Yeah.
So I can't say like, oh, she's against involving the courts and stuff. Which me, I'm
Like
not.
this.
Yeah, you know. I just think, and I can't speak for all women. Have some women lied about who they slept with or not disclosed it, perhaps. But like in the midst of this being such a prolific case, and like it was not a good look for her to lie, like
No.
Yeah.
about not sleeping with him
To Gail King.
to
And
Gail.
then coming out saying you were lying.
Which, like in the whole grand scheme, it's a silly thing to talk about, bring up, or lie about, or any, regardless. But it does
It looks
make
crazy.
people
Yeah.
worry or wonder about
Her
if you're
credibility.
telling the truth.
100%.
Yeah, your credibility. So
Yeah.
between that and then the friend refusing to testify, her performing in record time on the foot to a degree. Um, I'm not gonna talk on whether or not she was shot. It looks like she was. I definitely think the friend Kelsey did it. If I were Megan, honestly, like I don't care. Judge me if you want. Like, girl, you shot me. You're going to jail.
Right. So,
Like, laugh about it in jail. I don't care. Call me a rat. You're going to jail. Ha ha. Get me fine guys to pay your
yeah,
JK.
child.
It's not my problem. Ha.
So, all right. God forbid if Tori does have to do all 10, right? You think Megan gonna have her career back or is it over?
For sure.
Her career never went nowhere. Even
Give it
even
3
with
years.
her
People aren't going to
lying.
remember Tori.
Damn, that's true.
I
I'm
do.
speaking as an ex-Tory stan. I grabbed his ass at one concert. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Was it during the time he was climbing up shit?
Yes.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
He can call me too on this too, but this was my second concert. I strategically placed myself. I was like,
Right.
I've been to this venue before. He climbs up this wall and will come down the other. And just like he did just that, I was there just waiting. I'm like, come on, Tori, come on.
That's
I got a
crazy.
video.
Got
But
the videos.
it's not cool anymore. I mean, he did what he did. I'm like, you know what?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Because I got the video. Nah, but what if she drops a banger? You
She
think?
will.
Yeah, she will,
He
right?
was just on
Yeah.
Love Island last week.
Oh, damn it,
Oh,
Tori.
and she also had an Amazon commercial not too long ago.
Yeah.
Megan's alright. Megan's alright.
Listen, one thing about the label that she signed with that I'm not gonna say on here, they're gonna put her to work.
And they got to make sure that she's not caught up in no shit so that she can work.
Yeah, she hasn't been seen going to clubs. She hasn't been talking. Like, I don't know if that's her, the team. I'm thinking it's the team,
Oh,
but
for
like,
sure, the team.
She talked a couple weeks ago when that DA came out and said that she was going to drop the evidence.
Oh, Jesus.
She said on her story, "Why would I lie?" And I said, "Bitch, you already did."
that's the first thing people say when they be lying. It's the first thing these
Why would I
niggas
lie?
be yo,
It's because you're a liar.
why? Yeah. Man.
Oh my
She's just a nigga though. It's okay.
facts.
Damn.
All right,
What if Tori
We all
comes?
just
All
niggas.
right, last one. What if Tori comes home then?
Tori's coming home regardless.
No, I'm
It's
talking
just,
about like sooner than like
I think he will come home sooner. I think he's gonna come home just off the strength of good behavior. Um, that man got fucking stabbed. They feel bad for his ass.
When
Like,
you say good behavior, I'm literally picturing him like singing and putting on shows and stuff.
nah,
yo shit.
he's not doing no R. Kelly performance in jail.
Yo.
R. Kelly's performing in jail. They're telling him, dance, motherfucker. And he's getting
Mm.
up there and he's fucking singing Trapped in the Closet, chapter 56. Like,
I'm sure everybody loves it though. Everybody on
of
both
course
ends.
they
But
do.
sick.
Especially now that they know that he's tasting the rainbow.
Oh my god.
The men in there are eating it up.
Pause.
I meant like the performance, not him. I mean, maybe both, but
Pause.
all right, we're gonna move on.
Jesus.
It's Pride Month. Come on.
Exactly.
Okay, you're right. All right, shout outs to the shout outs.
The,
Be who you
this
are.
is the pause general right here. This man does not miss a pause moment for his life. It's embedded in him.
I've been pausing since '03. It's not my fault. I'm sorry.
I understand. I get it.
Gotta press
Do
play
I
at some
agree with
point.
the pause? No, I press play,
You know
but
why? Because the pride community be saying pause. So once I heard that, I'm like, it's up.
I do hear
Like y'all
amen
pausing?
pause. I do, especially if they're from New York.
Like no, nigga. Like
It's
so it
like
ain't.
pause. I'm gay, but not that gay.
But pause means it's going to resume because they also say period a lot. But pause is like, come on, let me catch my
Yo, I heard clocking T came
breath.
from the
Yeah.
pride community. Is that true?
Clocking
What's up?
T?
Clocking T or whatever the youngins
Yeah.
saying.
Fucking T standing on business.
Yeah.
You think a straight man came up with that?
I didn't know
Was
that
it?
was Justin
I thought it
Bieber
was a
until
shorty that
yesterday.
came up with that. I didn't. When I found, I was like, oh, for real? I thought it was a shorty. Like with the
Now,
whole finger
a
movement.
lot of our favorite phrases are from the gay black community.
That's absolute facts.
Hey, they've been carrying Cher for the last 30 years. You know what I mean? And Madonna. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And Lady Gaga. You know what I mean? So, hey, shut. It's Pride
It,
Month. Trying to saw y'all.
and Bad Baby.
Yo,
And
after they put
Woke
on that
Vicky.
dress,
White women who cosplay black women. Let's just throw them all down the list.
You know what's so crazy about that? Even though Shorty do be cosplaying, I don't think people realize these things unless like you've traveled to certain places
hmm
and or actually like experienced the locals in their localities. People are going to be shocked to find out there are a, a lot more white Floridians that sound, and I don't like this phrase because
yeah,
I don't like this phrase.
sound like niggas. Yeah, 100%.
Them Bay Area Asians, close your
Yo,
eyes.
there's a real nigga.
Close your eyes.
And
It's crazy.
they're different than the Tex and Koreans. I'm not gonna give them that much, but them Bay
Yo,
Area ones, them Bay
yo,
Area,
listen, listen. This ain't nigga 100 miles per hour. And guess what? I could feel it. I'm like, nah, you a nigga. Nah, you a
they
nigga.
might, they might be one of the only ones. Samoans get away because they're big as hell, bro.
Yo,
Who's gonna tell them to stop?
nigga. Them Samoans is different, nigga. Them Ooses or Oos, nigga. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all to death.
Too, they cool.
Yo, they mad. That's what I'm right. They be chilling.
Working security, grilling.
Working.
What?
No.
Only when you get to Salt Lake City did I ever see Samoans with other jobs outside of security, and I'm like, what? They are decked out in Salt Lake City. You don't know till you know. That is Samoan
That's where they be
Nation.
deep at. I just thought they only in
Yeah,
Cali for some reason. I know that's not
the
true.
Mormons made them their way over to the islands and brought them back with them.
You know they're gonna follow. You shit me.
I was about to say something crazy. Never mind.
Okay, bet. All
That's
right.
our cue. That's our cue. That definitely was our
Yeah.
cue.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let our viewers know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me at I'm STL Big Red. I'm still Big Red. That's me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads. I'm there shaking ass and talking shit.
Yes. Awesome.
Perfect.
She
Certified.
said perfect.
And it's spelled right there too, so no excuses.
Yeah.
Facts.
All right, this was the Super Scom Show, episode 7. It's been absolutely real. We'll be dropping this episode on our YouTube and on our
Love.
Spotify page on Friday, 6:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Love.
Yes. Y'all be sure to subscribe,
Yes,
follow, turn those post notifications
yes.
on Instagram.
You heard her. You
All
heard
that.
her.
We'll be
Yes.
dropping reels and all that good stuff to tease
Yeah.
to Friday. We will be back, me and Skom, on Thursday to do music video reviews. So if you got
Yo,
music videos,
send them in.
send them in.
Serious inquiries, please. Like, don't be
Yep.
wasting time trying to send it midstream. Send it before you heard. Like,
Yep.
please.
Because you gotta pay to play if you're doing it during the
And-
stream
You know?
and all that.
All that. So,
All right,
please.
it's been real. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you,
It's
Yes,
been a
thank you,
pleasure.
thank you.
Anytime.
This is a
and we
dope
I'd
can't
love to
wait to
hear.
talk about, you know, the things that you do in the future. We'll have you back on here for sure.
100%.
Would love it. Listen, it's been a blast, guys.
All
Yes,
right, it's been real. We're signing off.
Peace.
Peace.
I miss you so much.